Well, I'll tell you, what a week. And what's funny is this was my first full week working. That's right. I started back on the 28th of August. Today is the 22nd of September. Next month, a week from yesterday, will mark a month since I've been working. And what's crazy, like I said, is this is my first full week out of this almost entire month working. Yeah, my first full week. I mean, think about this. Think about this when you're starting work, no matter where it's at, okay? Think about this. You're going to your orientation, for a day, maybe day and a half, who knows. And then you start your training. And then as you're training and thus kind of being left to your own devices, doing your own thing, all of a sudden you get your first check, whether it's a 2 week or 1 week, whatever. You get your first check, like I said, whether it's bi-weekly or weekly. And you notice that it's not as big as you would think it would be. Because obviously with your orientation, or orientations, plural, basically 2 days, whatever, day and a half, you notice that it's a lot smaller. And why? Because maybe during that orientation day or two, you were let out early because all you had to do was just take a tour of the area, the place you're going to be working, or, basically just, do whatever you had to do, like your little quizzes, your test, you name it. Whatever the case may be, you may notice after that 1 day, maybe 2 days in a row, who knows, that your check's smaller because perhaps your trainer or trainers allowed you to leave early due to the fact that, they're not ready to put you out there just yet to be trained, but they will have that set up for you the following day that you go back. And for me, what's weird is that I cannot recall, and this is the honest truth, I cannot recall, any orientation that I've gone to. From Walmart, Target, Food for Less, you name it. I cannot recall any orientation of any kind, period, where the person that was, training us, or one of the people that was training us, would let us go home early due to the fact that, all we had to do was finish our CBT, CBLs, or whatever they call them, depending on where you're at, or where you're going to be working at, I should say. No, not one person would ever let us out of our orientation early. They want us to stay for the full 8 hours. Well, there's a first time for everything, because that's what happened on the last Monday of last month. That's exactly what happened. We got let out early, then we came back, started a full day, and from then on in, just had a 36-hour week. Then had another short week the following week, because that was the week of Labor Day. So I had a 32-hour week. And then last week, because of the storm that happened the previous weekend that caused a power outage, very brief one, here in Newman, but for several hours in Patterson. Basically, because of that power outage that occurred over that previous weekend, last Monday, not this past Monday, but a week ago this past Monday, they gave us the VTO, voluntary time off option, to go home early. Literally, right after our first break, we're going, and working, and then we're told, we got to go meet over here, because guess what? They're letting us out early due to the fact that some areas in the building, some departments, if you will, sections, had to be reset because the power outage caused them to go out. Yeah, what a first 3 weeks, right? And then now finally, I get to do my first full 40-hour week, or 40.22-hour week. That's 40 hours, 22 minutes. But yeah, I get to do my first 40-hour week, and I'm gonna get my first big check out of it this Wednesday. Well, actually, technically it'd be Friday, but I have my bank allows me to get it 2 days early. And some of you may know what kind of a bank, or what bank that is, just by that description. But yeah, this was my first full week, and man, I'll tell you what a week it was. Because last Wednesday, I think not last Wednesday, but was it last Wednesday? I'm not really sure. No. It was Friday. That's right. A week ago, last Friday, they started me and this other girl in shipping. And me and this other girl were doing shipping for a whole week. Well, at least I was. Because apparently, I guess she got to go over to do Amazon, or went back to stripping or something, stripping of the trucks and all that. She did one of them, I'm assuming, because I didn't see her back in the trucks, doing the shipping or anything. I didn't see that. I didn't see that after, I think, Wednesday. And what's strange about that is, what's strange is she would leave, I think she left early one of those days. I don't know if it was last Friday or this past Monday or whatever. She left early. And it almost seemed like, and maybe it was just me, but it almost seemed like she didn't really want to do shipping. Like she just basically felt it wasn't her forte. She didn't want to be there. She didn't want to do shipping. She basically felt maybe it wasn't, for her. And probably she's right. Maybe she's right. Maybe it wasn't for her. I can't be one to say. But yeah, obviously, she didn't stay for the whole week like I did, which looks like I'm going to be staying in shipping for quite some time, according to one of the people that, is a supervisor there for the season and for the store and whatever, for the distribution center from a seasonal, if not permanent standpoint. It looks like I'm going to be there for at least a while. But I can definitely tell you this. We were trained on Friday, allowed to be at our own leisure. Then things started to really pick up. It's like, okay, last Friday, you're training, go at your own pace, and all that, get used to it. But then Monday, part 2 came around, as I would look at it. And part 2, or chapter 2, was now all about the pacing. All about the pacing. Let's see if you guys can, beat the red lights. Beat them from, being solid, where basically states, you gotta basically fill the trucks in, and everything. Make sure the conveyor belt line isn't, filled up, to the point that it can't produce. Well, it can still produce, but it won't be able to because, there's a lot of, inventory that needs to be put into the truck. Part 2 was basically about the pacing of, okay, we're gonna try to beat these. I mean, we were still being trained, and this time the second chapter was about, which was this past Monday, was about pacing and trying to beat, the red lights from coming on and blinking. That's what it was. And we did that. And I think she did stay the whole time there, but it didn't feel like it. And then on Tuesday, we were left to our own devices. We still got trained a little bit because now it was about, okay, you need to do it, and you need to basically do it in a quick manner. It's like, okay, you got the pacing of beating and not letting red lights come on or blink, because when the red lights are on fully, like I said, the line is full, you need to get it pretty much shrunk down, to prevent that, or, keep up with it to prevent that. And then the blinking light is more along the lines of, hey, something is jammed on the conveyor belt box-wise, you need to use the metal pole or hook upside down or otherwise to unhinge. To unhinge or unloosen whatever is stuck up there, which is mainly a box, and either cause it to go into the net, which is below the conveyor belt, or basically get it onto another conveyor belt that's going to basically spin it around the store until it comes back to your section, hopefully to hopefully go down the conveyor belt that leads into the truck that it needs to go into. Basically that's what Monday was, learning about pacing and basically keeping an eye on that. And then Tuesday was basically about the timing. It's about being quick. It's like, okay, you know about the lights now, that's good. But now it's all about pacing yourself and getting such and such many boxes, in inventory, if you will, into the truck, and trying to prevent the red light from blinking or coming on. That was mainly what, Tuesday was. Like, that final third part was, now let's see if you could do it on your own, but mainly the last lesson was pace yourself and always try to stay ahead to prevent the red light from coming on or blinking. That's mainly what it was. It's like Monday we learned about it, trained about it, got help, ensuring it doesn't happen. And then Tuesday was like, okay, now we're going to leave you to your devices. Let's see what you do. And then Wednesday, we were still doing it, but this time there was nothing to pace about or anything. But what happened is Wednesday is when things really started to pick up. And I mean pick up in a huge way. Because now we're starting to get what's known as the rush. And what's the rush, you might ask? The rush is basically when all the stores that we distribute to, as part of the Kohls company, all the stores that we distribute to, even those that are in Anchorage, Alaska, that's right, because what we have in front of those trucks on both sides of the warehouse in the section I'm in, what we have is little signs where, little signs at each door, not on the doors, but little signs, on the conveyor belts on the bottom, like on the basically on the base, basically on the leg of it, if you will, on the metal, if you will, the pillar. Yeah, that's what it is, the pillar. What we have is these little signs that tell you where they're going, what their destination is, and the destination can go as far, like I said, as Anchorage, Alaska, and that's far. Some we even have going to Tacoma, Washington, to Portland, Oregon, you name it. Anyway, like I said, Wednesday, we were pretty much left to our own devices to figure out, to basically not only ensure that no lights came on and all that, but to really prove that we can get it down pat. And like I said, Wednesday, we really started to get busy. I mean, the signs of, hey, the stores are getting ready for the holiday season. Sorry, my chin hit the mic there. But the stores are getting ready for holiday season, and they need these items. The sign of that, that time occurring and happening, showed itself on Wednesday, showed itself yesterday, and it definitely showed itself today. Because we were getting swamped, and it did not matter if they assigned me from door 90 to door 120. It didn't matter if they assigned the other girl from 121 to 168 or 148 or whatever. It didn't matter. Because even though we could try to keep pace and keep an eye out for the red lights to prevent them from blinking or coming on, it didn't matter. We were getting swamped, and it wasn't just us. It was the other side too, because the other side is part of shipping too, and they were getting swamped. They were. Now, yes, they did bring out over some new people that they were trying to transition over to shipping, just like they would transition them to other departments to cross-train them and all that, like they did with us. So yeah, they brought other people over to help us, and even some of the supervisors were helping us and everything, and even the trainers. But it was like, yeah, this was not a good past 3 days when it came to shipping, or if not the overall, warehouse in general, because you could definitely feel, like I said, that the holiday season rush is upon us when it comes to distributing. You could feel it. You could feel it. We felt it on Wednesday. We felt it today. We felt it yesterday, and we felt it today. And what's interesting about yesterday was kind of ended on a question mark. That's right, a question mark. And what's that question mark, you might ask? Well, that question mark was whether or not we would have been there the whole day today. Because what happened at the end of the day yesterday is that maintenance had to go up to the tower on the roof. They had to go up to the tower on the roof and basically look over thousands of little orange sensors to see which one or which ones were malfunctioning, because something was a little off. It was basically things weren't running the way they were supposed to. Even though I would catch up, thank God I would catch up and get an opportunity to prevent red lights from coming on. Even though I would be able to catch up, the problem basically is that the conveyor belts were not delivering the boxes to to the trucks we were assigned at like they normally would, to really, get us into that groove, get us used to that quick pace, if you will, that you have to be used to. They weren't doing that. Something was off. So what happened yesterday is that my sister's husband and son went to work because they're scheduled to do 3 to 11:30. Just like we're scheduled to do. Me and my sister are scheduled to do 6 to 2:30, even though she'll use VTI, which is voluntary time in, to do 4 a.m. to 2:30. Even though they were scheduled to go in 3 to 11:30 yesterday, what happened is they came home around 5:30 p.m., 6 p.m., because of the fact that where they would be working was affected by the fact that nothing could be done. There was, because the sensors, something was wrong with the sensors, the sensors were, malfunctioning and all that, nothing could be done. Nothing could be done. So they got to do VTO. They got to go home early. And that was after basically about 2.5 hours being there. And that was it. There was nothing, my sister's husband and son could do. So while talking to my mom yesterday, she wasn't too sure whether or not we'd be getting VTO, because they had to work, they had to find the sensor and all that. And thankfully, they did find it. I guess they worked wee hours into the night, used whatever lights they had, what have you, on the roof to find the sensor or the sensors that was not working correctly. And basically, I guess they located it or them and fixed it. Because when I went in today, I asked my sister, who went in at 4 today, I asked her and her friend, who's somebody that also trained me over at stripping and all that. I asked them, did they fix it? And she said, yeah, they did. They fixed it, so, we're good to go. Because I'll be honest with you, and I know this sounds crazy, I was not ready to have another short day and to have a small check again. Not saying that the check wouldn't be bad, in its amount, but the thing is, I signed up, applied for full-time 40 hours, so I expect a 40-hour plus check or whatever. So for me, basically, I was thankful they got it fixed because, hey, now I could do my job, whatever it was going to be, and once again, it was shipping. That's what it was. It was shipping. And I'll tell you, today, you could definitely, I'll be honest with you, you could definitely tell they got things up and running. Because even my sister, who does Pack to Light, PTL, not PTL, but P2L, Pactolite. When she went in today, normally she might go over there and, just get a heads up on it. Her and anybody else that works in Pactolite, which again is P2L, they would normally try to get a heads up. Today, she was sent over to receiving to help catch up on that mess because of, late yesterday afternoon, last night's situation with the sensors. So she was sent to receiving, and they were tossing all kinds of stuff into transfreight wise, up to the conveyor belts to be shipped to other stores. They were tossing a lot of stuff from totes with Christmas items in there, totes with clothing, totes with jewelry, shoes, and most importantly, what we got nailed with today, bristle vacuums and shark vacuums. Yeah, we got hit by a lot of those today, and not just those, but we got hit by, a lot of the Emerald Lagasse, the Cook Emerald, a lot of his air fryer things that he was advertised on television. We got hit by a lot of those, along with some of the Hamilton ones, like the Hamilton crock pots, little turkey pots, if you will, that you could put the turkey in, roast the turkey in, turkey roasters. We got hit by a lot of those, but mostly it was the bristle and shark vacuums and the Emerald Emerald, I'll just put Emerald stuff. That's what we got hit by. And I'll tell you, it was crazy. And what's interesting is it wasn't just me that was, because I started out fine. It's like, okay, I'm going to catch up, and it looked like I'm good. It's like I'm going to keep pace because I got assigned. Here's what happened. My original assignment, as far as I know, was door 62 to door 86. I think that's what it was. No, it wasn't 86, but door 62 to door 80, I think, or one of them. So I had a lot of doors. And I'm thinking, okay, that's my section. I'm going to try my best. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. And not even 2 hours in, they shortened it because I guess they noticed, oh, shoot, the other side. Now, it's just my opinion. They didn't say this, my opinion. But this is my opinion. I think they noticed what was going on the other side and realized, oh, shoot, that's going to hit this side. And we got some of the new guys and girls, doing shipping. And they're going to get, they're going to get bum brushed, with this stuff. So we need to fix that. We need to split it apart. So they basically went to me and others, and they said, okay, we're going to shorten your stuff. You got this door, and you got this section of doors now compared to what you had originally. And then they did it again for a third time because they want to keep pace. Sorry, my chin hit the mic again. But they wanted to keep pace. But what was interesting, too, is that they would talk to us, because there was a moment where one of the supervisors talked to me, seasonal supervisors, and asked, can you tell me why, this is down, below what it should be? Because we have what's known as a percentage. Like basically you got to be below a certain percentage to show you're on pace. And my percentage was not good. I think we're supposed to be like around 10%, 20%, something like that. And I was at like 30, and that wasn't good. That was high. And you might think, well, high is good. No, high is negative in this case. You got to keep pace. And that's what I was doing. Now, I'll admit, I was a little tired still waking up like everybody. But I had plenty of sleep. I had plenty of sleep, so I was okay. But I was a little tired due to the fact that I had a bit of a headache. And I had forgotten to take some ibuprofen, for it. So throughout the day, I would just focus on my work, hoping it would go away. It would kind of subside a little bit, but then come back up and everything. And I would pray. I gave it to God, and thankfully He kind of, calmed it down, throughout the day. It was still there. I even felt it afterwards. So what I did after work is I went to the because my sister dropped me off over at the park, in downtown Patterson, where I would wait for the bus. She, what I did afterwards, after she did that, I should say, what I did is I went to the quick serve gas station where I normally go every once in a while if I don't have something to drink on me already. I went to the quick serve gas station and I got myself a G Fuel. I got myself a can of G Fuel, the Spyro limited edition, which was dragon fruit, pretty good. And I got myself for $1.99, a travel pack of Advil. That's what I did. And I took just one because it recommends just one because it's strong. Advils are stronger than let's say the Equate ibuprofen. So I took just one, and it helped out. It helped out in a big, big way. But like I said, I was fighting. I was dealing with that, which thank the Lord, give Him praise on that. It went down because I prayed to Him, keep it down and everything, kind of. Get it out of me and all that. So basically I was dealing with that. And I also think I was low on energy because, I didn't eat too much the night before, or the day or night before because I was tired. In fact, what I did, and this is what I do a lot sometimes. Well, I wouldn't say a lot, but this is what I do at times when I'm really just tired. I just want to crash. I take the two throw blankets I have, one that my mom got me and one that my sister made for me, the same sister that helped me get into Kohls. I take them, I put them on top of each other, the 49ers Warriors one, San Francisco 49ers Golden State one that my sister made for me, and then the one my mom bought me. I put them on top of each other, and then I take either the two pillows from the rocking chair in the room across from me, the guest room, if you will, or the rec room, the small rec room as we call it. I either take those, or I take the two pillows behind my My Little Pony pillows that I have, set on my bed when I make it. And you've seen that in the room tours at times. I take the two pillows behind that, or I take one of them at least, and I place them on top of the blankets. And I just, and then I just, if I feel like, okay, I just need like a 30-minute rest or something like that, I set the alarm on my phone for 30 minutes. Well, at least I put the timer on my phone for 30 minutes, and then I take a nap. Or if I say I want 45 minutes, I set it for 45 minutes, whatever. So, that's what I did. Or that's what I would do, basically. Anyway, to coincide what I was saying, that's what I did yesterday. I was just so tired that I placed the blankets down and then took one of the pillows from behind one of my Little Pony Main 6 pillow-covered pillows, or the pillow covering that is on the pillow, I should say. I just took it, the smaller pillow, the travel pillow. I basically put it down. I put it down on the blankets, and I just laid down, and I was done. I was done. I was done for the night, for the day. Now, the only reason I didn't do that earlier was because the 49ers were playing the Giants last night, and of course I wanted to watch that game. And I did. I watched the game. But like I said, afterwards, I took the two throw blankets, put them down, one on top of the other, took one of the little travel pillows from behind one of my Little Pony covered pillows, because it's a pillow sheet that I have on, a zipped up pillow sheet and everything that I have of the main 6 that I have covering the pillow. But I took one of the regular travel pillows behind it, put it down like I said, and then just laid myself down afterwards, and I was done. I was done, period. But what's crazy is, like I said, I didn't do that earlier because like I said, the 49ers were on, I was watching that. And then on top of that, my mom comes home, and I didn't even notice this because because either I was too tired or it didn't happen until recent, but I came home, but not me, but sorry about that, but that was my mom calling and just checking up on things. But yeah, like I said, basically, she gets home and she notices that the sprinkler system in the front lawn, because we have two, we have one for the backyard and one for the front, it was leaking. And what's crazy is the backyard one leaked about a week or two ago, and now this was leaking, and it was just like, it was just not. It was just not, something she wanted to see. And again, like I said, I didn't notice. I didn't notice it until until she told me, because when I got home, I didn't notice it. I didn't see nothing. I get home, I didn't see it. And again, I was tired. I'll admit that, but, I didn't see it. And, I didn't see that and go, oh crap, it's leaking. I didn't notice that. I didn't notice, because I would have said something. I would have told her, and then she probably would have told me to do what I did. And that's basically contact, email, the property management, the landlady, you name it. And so yeah, that along with watching the 49er game yesterday, I was, I think as soon as I got an opportunity to lay down, I was done. I was done. I was history. I was kaput, as they would say. I was kaput, and that was it. That was it. So yeah, it's it was a very tiring day yesterday and very tiring today. But the difference is I had plenty of rest, and the other difference is, again, I was dealing with a bit of a minor headache because, again, because I think honestly I may have woke up fast, because they say that does cause it. So I had a bit of that. Again, I praised God I prayed to God to kind of calm it down, tone it down, and He did. Thank the Lord. But yeah, it was very busy today, very tiring. And like I said, my sister, she went in at 4 a.m. and all that because, and she got put into receiving because, like I said, her husband and her son came home early because of the whole sensor situation that caused everything to get backed up. And we pretty much paid the price for that today. I'll put it that way. We pretty much paid the price in all the departments, basically. But yeah, outside of that though, I finally got a full week of work in, full 40-hour or 40.22 hour day, of work in. Thank the Lord on that, which means I'm going to get a good check this Wednesday. And we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens afterwards. But I tell you, it's just crazy. And like I said, I think the thing that kind of bothered me a little bit was when they were doing the whole, okay, we got to pace ourselves. Well, not to pace yourself, but basically it's like, hey, you got to be basic. I guess what it was is that, they're telling, you have so many kitchen cooks in the kitchen, if you will, trying to, train you and teach you, the ways they know how to do things. Even to the point that a fellow cook will look at you or look at the other cook and be like, man, what are you doing, doing this? You shouldn't be doing this, especially in your condition kind of deal or whatever. And you should be glad so-and-so, head cook is not seeing you doing this because they would say something and stuff like that. And, it's just, you got one cook telling you to do it this way, do it that way. You have another saying, oh, I do it this way. It's like to me, all they have to do, and I was thinking about this as well. All they have to do is just give us like a key phrase or a code or keywords. Like to me, the main thing they say is 15 to 20, right? That's 15 to 20 pieces, which is the inventory we put in the truck. All they have to do is say this, 15 to 20 P, what was I kind of thinking? 15 to 20 P, QN, QN. And basically what that would mean is 15 to 20 pieces, quick, next door. That's it. 15, 20 P or 15 P, 20 or 20 P, QN. basically that's it. 20p or 15p QN, which would be code for 20 pieces or 15 pieces, quick, next door. And then that's it. That way, you pretty much get the message of that's your goal. If you're told 15, and you're told Q, and you're told N, you're like, got it. 15, And if they want to put a time limit on it, that's good too, because that's, even though that's annoying, that's encouraging or motivational. Or they could use a saying like, today, we got to be quick as bunny rabbits. We got to be quick on the draw, because we're going to get hit. We're going to get hit. We're going to get hit bad. So we got to be quick, like bunny rabbits, like my old man used to say. Yeah, he used to say that, especially to my mom. She hated that. He would say, come on, let's be quick, like the bunny rabbits. She hated that. And we kind of all didn't like it either, because he was the kind of person like, hey, let's get a move on kind of deal. Like, let's get a move on. That's how he, it's one of the things he used to say to us. I'm sure he still says it to this day. But anyway, they should have something like that, like a saying like, today we got to be quicker than the bunny rabbits. We got to be quick. We got to be quick as bunny rabbits, or quicker than the bunny rabbits, or quicker than the jackrabbits. To get ahead, to stay ahead. We got to be quick. That's all they have to say. Stuff like that. Either give us a code of 15p-QN, which is 15 pieces quick next door, or 20p, which is 20 pieces, Q quick, and then N, which is next door. Or they say, today we got to be quicker than the bunny rabbits, or quicker than the jackrabbits. We got to be, on point. We got to be quicker than we've normally been. We got to stay ahead like a jackrabbit or rabbit stays ahead of its pursuer. And that's it. That's it. They just need to say stuff like that and not say anything else, then assign us to where we got to go and, let us be. Let us be. They like to challenge us too. So why not challenge us? Say, hey, challenge us, like me, they would say, hey, we got a challenge for you. And they would challenge. And I would take it. And I'd be like, okay, I got the challenge. And I would succeed. Or at least semi-succeed. But to me, I look at the fact that if they want to challenge us as well to really help us out, I think one of the best ways to challenge us is to say, time yourself. How fast do you think, what is the fastest time you think you get this done in? Or at least get 15, 20 pieces out. What's the fastest? And let's say you can come out and say, well, I can get it done I can get 15, 20 pieces done in 5 minutes. They'd be like, okay, you get your clock on, you got a timer on your phone? Okay, time yourself. 5 minutes, go. And that would be a motivational too. Put it the challenge of timing yourself. That helps too. But again, but honestly though, it wouldn't have mattered if we timed ourselves. It wouldn't have mattered if we were told to be quicker than the jackrabbits. It wouldn't have mattered if we were given codes. These past 3 days, especially today, were basically unforgivable. Even to those like these seasonal people that have been there for years, if not decades, or since it opened. That being the distributing center. It is basically, not a good sight to behold. I mean, we tried. Even the guy said, hey, we'll try next week. We tried. But, and honestly, I believe, and I think anybody else at my job, me and my sister's job would agree. If it wasn't for those sensors going down, and causing a backup, we wouldn't have been hit so hard today. Those vacuums by Shark and Bristle would have been out and on the way by now. The same with those air fryers by Emerald and all that. They would have been out and on the way by now. It's like, if it wasn't for that, we probably wouldn't have been hit so badly. But we were. We were. And I pray to God and the Lord above that next week that all departments, whether I'm back in shipping or I'm sent to stripping or I'm sent to Amazon or wherever, I pray to God, honestly, that we do not deal with this kind of madness like we did these past 3 days. I pray to God that does not happen. I pray. But I got my first, but in closing, got my first full weekend, and boy, was it a memorable one. And that's all I'm going to say. I mean, the good news is they said that I'm one of the better ones they've seen when it comes to wall stacking. And let's just say I'm still getting the hang of it, And I'm able to spot certain things that basically feel like, yeah, that shouldn't be here unless I find out that one of the supervisors or whatever did it purposely. I'm getting pretty decent at it. It's just one of those situations to where it's like, yeah, we got to really keep on the ball, but we probably need some kind of like code or saying or whatever, or even challenge, if you will, to really progress, But yeah, it's been a heck of a week, guys. And I just wanted to come out and talk about that. Let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comment section, as well as in the live chat during the premiere. You will get a podcast version of this at BW Roasted Discussions on all your favorite audio podcast locations except for Pandora. But more specifically, check it out at Spotify. It helps me out a lot. And in closing, let me know if you guys have ever dealt with something like this, before, during your first few weeks, and how did you feel in your experience? Let me know, like I said, in the comments and the live chat. And until next time, guys,